The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
This is Katie Davidson from yourfriendkatie.com, and you are listening to the Mike and Tony Show. Da-da-lan.
The voice of Katie Davidson. She was a fun guest.
Yeah.
She made me reflect on my health habits a lot.
And also looking at the stats, bro. She's also one of the most listened to.
It was a solid episode? I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, one of the most listened to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Who was our one before that?
It was Brian Cardenas.
That's right.
It's like this is the random ones that we get. So
feels random sometimes. Saturday morning, Pearson's episode 191. We're chilling. A little bit of noise outside, not too much.
Yeah.
And we got Joe Dub with us in the house for the seventh time.
Yeah,
something like that
for a while. Yeah,
probably more than
time this calendar year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
okay.
That's pretty big. Yeah.
yeah. How's life, man? How you been?
It's good. Living with 4-year-olds, just busy.
Yeah. Say no more.
Twin 4-year-olds.
4-year-olds. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
God, I try to imagine if I had a twin of any of my kids. It would be a little too much.
It was a little, yeah. No, I don't know.
They're getting big though now.
I think the youngest two would be all right as twins.
Oh yeah,
maybe not Jay.
Yeah, maybe not Jay. No.
Can you imagine having two Jays right now? You would go nuts.
I do.
Oh,
the other one's named Mark. Oh. Yeah, couch guy didn't make it this weekend. So Mai went and saw him this morning and verified that the reason he's not here, he's like, he legit can't walk. Like,
yeah.
She's so pissed at him though because it's gout. And so she's like, it's your diet, bro.
Yeah.
Just fix what you're eating. And then guess what? You can walk. You can ambulate like everybody else.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
That's like the easiest one to avoid.
I know.
What is gout? Is it like the salty foods or what?
I looked it up this morning, and it's like a buildup of some kind of acid.
Okay.
But it's
and it crystallizes in the joints, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like it's a type of arthritis, essentially.
Okay.
But it happens from like eating red meat's the primary thing.
Okay.
Just red meat. And then Mai was like, she's mad at him. She was like, you need to eat more fish. And I looked up, the second thing listed is fish. I'm like, what is he supposed to eat, dude?
The Filipino wife's tale right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's supposed to do. I mean,
like any kind of fish? I heard it was like
no
lobster,
specific.
like rich
You're
people.
Right.
Like
you're right. Yeah.
Which ones?
Like lobster, shrimp,
okay.
Mackerels on there. It was like there was
it's like whitefish. Basically?
No, you would be fine with cod. You'd be fine with tilapia. You'd be fine with
halibut, stuff like that.
Yeah, but his favorite's salmon, which I think salmon was on there. I don't know. Maybe not.
That's pretty luxurious. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, salmon is fat. It's pretty fatty.
It's rich.
Yeah.
I like a good salmon.
Yeah.
Grill it up in the summertime, right? No, you're not big on salmon. That face.
I mean, sashimi and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to order it like when I go to a restaurant, if that's what you're asking.
Really? You would never order salmon in a restaurant?
Nah.
Okay.
Oh, that's my daughter's favorite. She's 4. She's getting fish at restaurants. Yeah.
That's great. It's really healthy for you.
It's very healthy. It's very expensive too, though.
Yeah, true. Especially good quality.
Alaskan, that you can get in that like Alaskan wild. King salmon, wild.
Like, no, get some mac and cheese.
Just get some mac and cheese. Grilled cheese is fine. That's good.
I've definitely been that bad dad so many times in my life.
No,
you encourage something really easy and absolutely terrible for them.
That's the opposite of me. Like if we go out somewhere, I'm like, they're like, I want a grilled cheese. I'm like, fucking make you a grilled cheese at home, bro. No, you're gonna eat fucking a steak or a cheeseburger or something that you're not gonna eat a damn fucking. And the mac and cheese is like Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah,
and so you're like, come on, dude.
My favorite is the restaurants that like say Kraft mac and cheese in the menus. Like they're not even trying to hide it.
Yeah, they're not even there. They're like,
it comes in the plastic cup still.
It's all microwave.
Yeah,
the easy mac.
Yeah, so many easy convenient foods. Like we've talked about it before. Middle school kids in particular, dude, they just
Takis
love garbage, dude. Yeah. Pure garbage. Ramen. They love ramen. They make all these different concoctions with ramen. Like they
eat it raw,
things,
bro.
Put spices in it.
And
they do eat it raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some. I don't know if it was real or not. It was on social media, but I saw some random video of like how they make the ramen noodles. Have you ever seen that? Have you seen that?
No.
Did you know about it?
Probably. Yeah, or like they air dry it or freeze dry it or whatever. Not freeze dried.
It was like the commercial ones. Like I don't know if it was like
like the packs.
Yeah, whatever. But it was just wild. They were like putting all this crazy. It just looked crazy. They had all these different dark colored chemicals they were putting in it, and then like putting it through all these different phases and squishing it and grinding it and drying it out. And
jeez,
you're like, what the fuck? This is what we're eating. Yeah.
And again, it's a cheap meal too, right? And so people buy those up like crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when it was like COVID time, like the things that were gone was toilet paper, fucking ramen, and water. I was like, all gone. I'm like, Jesus, dude, like,
You guys okay?
yeah, like,
Yeah,
You guys need some help?
Yeah, well, and I feel like digestion problems are so bad for kids all the time now. All my students always have stomach aches. Everybody's always got stomach ache. My own daughter, she's dealing with something we're trying to track down. It's so frustrating going to the doctor. We've gone to so many different places. Finally, Mai just called and booked an appointment with a gastroenterologist to just like figure out what's going on. So they did all these tests, but finally something came back that shows she's got, God, I can't remember what it was. Something, she's really high in something, which basically shows there's for sure like some kind of an infection.
dang.
Which, because her brother and sister have been, they think she's making it up when she can't go to school and she's like sick all the time. They're like, there's nothing wrong with you, whatever.
You just don't want to go take a test.
And she'd get so frustrated, And I'm her dad, and still part of me was still just like, I don't know. I mean, you're probably, let's eat healthier and see what happens. And come to find out, we're going to have to do a little more digging, but she's definitely got some kind of intestinal infection, most likely. Yeah.
Damn.
Which I don't know. I don't know how that happens, or probably Takis. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're sharp. They're, they're just kind
Spicy.
of rip shit up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, these kids are gonna fucking get like ulcers by the time they're 18, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
No. Dude, I do feel like kids are well, I don't know. Maybe that's just my perspective. It seems like kids are more unhealthy than they've ever been before. Is that true?
I mean, growing up in Texas, like eating like hot Cheetos and stuff was the
Pretty
normal thing.
standard.
So I mean, maybe they're spicier now. I don't know if Takis are spicy.
Yeah.
But
Who knows? There is so much shit in our food, particularly in the United States, though. Like, we have so much stuff. We were talking about that yesterday, about the plastics.
Yeah.
Something wild. It's like almost 100% of American males have microplastics in their testicles.
yeah.
That's fucking
Good. Hopefully I do. Yeah.
I don't be left out.
I don't want any of those more 4-year-olds running around.
Yeah, shit's weird, and it does weird things to your body. Remember that lady that was on Rogan a long time ago that was talking about like all the things that are happening because of plastics? Remember the shrinking taint lady?
Yeah.
She said everybody's taints are shrinking, which is crazy, messing up hormones both in men and women.
Yeah.
As I hand Joe a
Plastic bottle.
plastic
bottle.
bottle. Yeah, I definitely feel weird now when I do it. Even me, I crack one open, I feel a little guilt. Like,
No, it's okay. I'm pro microplastic. I'm
he's all in.
a fan. Yeah.
He's like, I'm just gonna ride this thing to the ground.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not gonna be here for the end, so
But by the end, I'm going to be preserved.
yeah.
I'll be solid plastic, bro. You can have the Bionic Man and Plastic Joe. over
Yeah.
there.
Right? Oh my gosh, they cremate you and you're just like a
It smells like burning plastic.
He's so awful.
You're getting like the autopsy done. Like, you notice anything weird? Like, testicles, rock hard.
Really, it's crazy. Like,
Unbelievable.
it looks like one of those novelty
Yeah, it
things
looks
you put on a truck.
He's got truck nuts now. That's
Truck
crazy.
nuts. Holy shit. Do you ever, Pierce, you seem to not worry about a lot of stuff. You don't worry about stuff like that? Sometimes I'm overwhelmed laying in bed at night, just think about all the crazy shit. I worry too much.
Like the
though.
world's plastic issues and stuff like that.
Or yeah, just everything. Like what is life going to look like for my kids, when they're like 55 years old? What is the world going to look like?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
No.
We really don't know. But then we also always feel like we're living in the weirdest time in humanity. But that's probably a self-centered.
Every
Yeah.
generation.
Every generation, like since the beginning of time. I think it was like there's like Greek philosophers who are like, these kids these days are lazy.
Yeah.
Like that's 2,000 years ago. They're like, kids are lazy.
Kids are just fucking lazy. Doesn't matter when it is.
Makes you wonder like if there's a caveman that had kids. Like, what are these kids doing? And, like the kids are like farming. Like they're not going out and finding stuff. They're just growing in here. Like, what the hell's wrong with them?
Lazy kids.
Lazy ass kids. I go out there and get the food.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to settle down in one place now? Come on.
Yeah. My son Ook hasn't chased down one saber-tooth tiger.
I love that name. Ooh. I was looking up names this morning, like the most common names last year. You know what was really high was Charlotte. Charlotte was like number 3.
Interesting.
Something like that. Yeah.
My kids have a Charlotte in their class. I didn't know any Charlottes growing up, I don't think.
Yeah, Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
That was the only reference I had for Charlotte. And then the other one's Liam. Liam is really big, which is my nephew's name's Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After Neeson, like
Say that again.
after Liam Neeson.
After Liam Neeson.
Yeah, it's Mark, probably.
Or Liam Helmsworth.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's one of those too.
Yeah, that's a Helmsworth.
I don't know why I'd worry about
Oh my
you
gosh,
if you named your-
I've seen. Have you ever seen a picture of the 3 Helmsworth brothers?
Not together.
Oh my gosh! So recently I saw like on Twitter or something. It was like the Helmsworth brothers, and it's like Liam, Chris, and like I think it's Luke. And Luke looks like Danny DeVito style, like the movie Twins. Like, he got the bad genes. He's all shorter than them.
Yeah.
Like, you're like,
I know,
oh man.
He definitely didn't luck out. It is weird to see them all standing.
So here's the top baby names for 2024
Okay.
so far. Number 1 is Emma for girls. Boys is Noah.
Okay.
I'm going like biblical times here.
Yeah, I have
Olivia, Ethan,
yes, I saw Olivia. I didn't.
Isabella, Jacob, and Ava, Liam, Sophia, Logan, Emily, Michael. Yes, still in the top 10.
Still in the top 10. Forever,
I'm not hearing
bro.
how far down do you have to get to Joe? What's going on?
Let's see. Yeah, let's
no
see.
doubt. No doubt.
Let's see how far we have to get down to get to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. No, not in the top 20. Not in the top 25.
Joe?
Tony, you are. Oh, you guys are back to back with each other. No lie. Anthony is number 30, and Joseph is number 31.
Wow. Okay.
What's
disappointing.
What's it like to have mediocre names, guys? Jeez.
Yeah, we used to really be in the mix. What was Michael? What was
6th.
Damn.
As I
So
said,
Michael's
top 10.
going
Top
strong
10.
still.
Still going strong.
Interesting.
Dang, dude, you guys got beat out by Lucas, Andrew, and Tyler's, Elijah's, Jackson's. Callie.
We got beat out by Jackson.
Callie has a lot of Jacksons in her class.
Oh,
Wait, Jackson with a CK or Jackson with an X?
the CK.
My kids have both in their
Yeah.
class.
Really?
Yeah.
Callie's school has a lot of Aidens in her school.
Yeah, I have a lot of Aidens at our school. What?
Yeah, dang, you guys are sorry.
That's crazy. Yeah, I thought we had super common names.
John is now 44th, like all the common
John?
names. Yeah.
I wonder why Michael's holding up so strong.
Yeah, look at that. Damn. Okay.
Huh.
That's wild.
How did you guys decide on Callie's name when you named her?
Oh my gosh, you're going to laugh.
Yeah, I want to know.
So, I like to play video games. And
Oh, this is a great start.
there is a video game called God of War.
Oh, yeah.
Joe knows. And Kratos' daughter was named Calliope.
Okay.
And he's like in, I forget which game it was when he was trying to get back to her, whatever. But he was like, Calliope. He's like just shouting. And it's like, I was like, damn, that's a pretty name. And this is before, like, obviously she was, conceived or anything like that. I was like, that's a pretty name. Calliope is a pretty name.
Okay.
And so, and I like Greek mythology because Calliope is also like the goddess of poetry.
Okay.
And she was the first muse of Homer as
Okay.
well. And then her middle name, Elise, back in the day. We used to go to Village Inn every Wednesday and get free pie. Those,
Yeah. Free Pie Wednesday.
As you do. Yeah.
We used to go to trivia at Old Chicago. And then after Old Chicago, we go to fucking Village Inn, get some free pie and coffee and just hang out and chat. And, that was like with, and it was a bunch of friends. So Jesse would go with us sometimes and all those things like back in the day. And our waitress for like a year, her name was Elise. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty name.
Was that her middle name?
No, yeah, it's Callie's middle name. So yeah, it's Calliope Elise Pierce.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so a video game and a Village Inn waitress is the name.
The classic naming scheme. Yeah.
I don't know what we were thinking because we gave them all three the same initials.
Yeah.
And then it's like the cliche all the time. You go to say one of the names and you just keep naming names until you get the fucking right one because they all sound so similar.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think back how we even came up with them. I know there was a fight over Jaden.
Oh.
Like multiple people in the family wanted to use Jaden. And
Oh, okay.
We just got there first. So
Oh,
Sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah.
that sounds like a skill issue.
Sounds like a performance problem to me.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday too. Remember, it's just weird to me how we have names and like we're talking about how students at my school, how weird it is if they call you by your first name, which like it's weird. And then I know my kids have gone to schools where all the teachers go by their first name.
Wow,
and then there's the
progressive.
combo.
Very progressive.
Yeah, right. And then there's the combo where it's like Mr. Tony.
Yeah.
Right, where they still put the formal
Yeah.
in front of it. It's weird. All these names at the heart of all religions, it tells us that we really don't exist as individuals.
Yeah. You know what I thought was wild is that when you came to the hospital when Callie was born, and you were like, "What's her name?" Myra was like, "What's her name?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Calliope." And then like she like looked at you and she's like, "Isn't that?" It was Tyson. Like,
yeah.
Isn't that Tyson's daughter's name? And it was like,
Had this moment.
what?
Like,
and you were like,
shit.
"Oh my god, it is." And me and Tyson are like exactly the same. We're both.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like you said, you got to meet him now. I remember you saying that
Well,
at the
you were
hospital.
both hardcore Duke fans.
Duke fans,
as
Cowboy
well.
fans, and
Yeah.
you were like,
Oh, that's right.
you guys are both big dudes.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, you guys would.
And you totally hit it off. You guys became like best buddies.
So yeah, I just thought that was weird. And I was like, what? And we never knew each other before that, and both were Calliopes.
Yeah.
It's weird. Small world.
Yeah.
Small world indeed. It's interesting how people come into your life at different periods. Because
Yeah.
you look back and it's like sometimes you're hanging around with people and you just sort of feel like, oh, these will always be the people in my life.
Yeah.
And then you look back sometimes and it's like, no, none of them are the same.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty.
Which also makes me think of like how people, as we get older, like more and more people pass away. Because I've seen it with my parents, like as they get older, like everybody. I saw a really depressing video on Instagram. It was showing like all the old shows where there's only one person left alive.
Oh dang.
And that it put like all the people who have passed away in black and white, and then
Yeah.
the person who's still alive would be in color. And it was just like, there's so many like that.
Three's Company.
Yeah, it makes me sad. That's the one thing that seems sad about getting old, right? A lot of the people, you got to make friends with young people. That's
Yeah,
what keep you down. We have friends to the end, baby.
That's DiCaprio's secret. He's hanging out with 25-year-olds. He never has to deal with his significant other dying. Like,
I don't know. I keep friends around. I mean, I'm still
always do.
I'm
Yeah.
still lugging around Fran. Fran's still hanging around me. So I've known him since kindergarten. So
Yeah, we should have him back.
Yeah.
Still, I want to ask him questions about the text, about the
oh,
Catholicism is the true religion, the truest religion.
the truest
whatever.
religion. How did you come with your kids' names?
my kid's name. So Lloyd Magruder is my grandpa's name.
Okay.
And it's his dad's name and then his dad's name. So it's
Okay.
It's a dope ass name.
It's a-
Lloyd
it's-
Magruder.
Yeah.
Lloyd Magruder, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And like I have a lot of like, so my older brother's Lloyd Matthew, my uncle's Lloyd Michael. So
Okay.
the Lloyd's been pretty common, but I was like, couldn't think of any other cool M names. I was like, well, Magruder's pretty dope.
Yeah.
He's not going to meet any other.
No.
No.
Like, unless he goes to like Scotland or something. Like, he's not going to meet anyone else.
That's Magruder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Penelope is Odysseus' wife from the Odyssey. She's the one that he was gone for 50 years, or not 50 years, but a long time. And people are trying to marry her, and she's like, I'd rather kill myself. And I was like, I appreciate that dedication to the game. So, and she's like that now. She's stubborn as hell. So.
Yeah.
she doesn't know the words for it yet, but I can imagine her saying like, I'd rather kill myself than do
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah. And so we had Callie obviously picked out the name, right? And if it was a boy, we also have a boy name picked out too. And I remember like Tara always like, she was glad it wasn't a boy because the boy's name was legit. It's going to be Duke Danger.
I remember. You were really going to do that.
Yeah.
huh?
Duke Danger Pierce.
Damn.
DDP. Diamond Dallas Page. And then legit, that's the question, right? People would be like, Danger's my middle name. No, for real.
for real. Yeah, write it down. It's-
Danger is my middle name. Like,
Well, it's funny how kids get named that way. Oh man, I'll bleep this out, but I'll tell you guys. We have a student at school, and literally his name is, and he lives up to his name.
yeah.
is it like
fun.
It's like 2 words.
apostrophe? Oh, 2 words. Oh,
Yeah.
Dang. Well, that was the other joke I had too. I was going to name my kid like as well because it's an instant respect thing, right?
Yeah.
So even if you're like the custom kid, you're like, fuck you. Damn it. It's like, you're like,
I went to my niece's graduation in Texas last weekend, and they announced like the top 10 students first.
Yeah.
Because like high school classes are massive,
big now, yeah.
and like last name I'm not going to go full last name, but last name starts with a W. So my niece was like 20th from last in the class of 800. But one of the girls in the top 10, her name's Brilliance. I was like, oh, her parents nailed
Whoa.
it. Like,
Yeah.
damn, like number 7 out of 800. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's what is it? Working for the community college systems. You could go to different graduations and stuff like that. One year, one of the graduates was App City. ABCDE.
Oh boy.
App City was the name.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That was the fucking name, dude.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
ABCDE, Absidy.
I told you my name was almost Cash.
Oh,
I mean,
Cash Dollar.
Cash Dollar.
Oh, can you imagine if your middle name would have been Money? Cash Money Dollar. Cash Money.
My luck, they would have kept the middle name. I'd have been Cash Gerald Dollar.
Like teammates.
Why do you know about your middle name? It's a long story.
It's a long story. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, my sister was going to be Penny, so I was going to be Cash, and she was going to be Penny. Thank God my dad didn't win.
Well, my name was changed. Remember, I've told you that in the past.
Yeah, remind me.
Yeah, it was because when my dad adopted me. It was
that's
Pierce.
right.
That was his name, Pierce, and they were like, "Well, we'll just change your whole name." And I remember them asking, like, what do you want your name to be? And I want it to be a Max. I want it to be Max, and everybody knows that. I was like, I want it to be Max, Maximilian, Maximus, whatever. I want to be Max. And no, I didn't get the. They were like, well, how about Michael, or you can go by Mike, and And I was like, dang. I was like, all right, that sounds all right. Michael's cool.
Huh.
Yeah, but before it was a long. My whole full name was the Manuel Isidore Perez III.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It was a super brown name.
You'd be like Franz. That's like Franz.
No doubt. There's no doubt.
There's no doubt. So that's why everyone always says Michael Pierce. Aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown.
You make up a whole story like they got me on the boat, they changed my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to come up with a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a really cool one.
Yeah.
Franz's name's long too, right?
Francisco.
Oh, is it just 3?
Yeah, Jose Francisco Espinosa. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he goes
Very-
by his whole last name. So, it's Jose Francisco Espinosa.
Does anybody call him Jose?
Yeah, at work. Everyone calls him Jose at work.
Really?
Yeah. Only people that call him Fran is just like people that grew up with him.
It's weird how people will call people different names. I still have a friend. I went by Anthony for like 6 months of my life. And it's when I met.
That's a choice, yeah.
Yeah, it was a conscious choice. It was like a thing.
Fresh.
I gave up on it, but I met this guy Fresh, this musician I played with for years. To this day calls me Anthony. He'll never stop calling me Anthony. He knows everyone calls me Tony. I've told him, I was a phase. Doesn't matter. I'm
Anthony.
Anthony.
There's worse phases.
Yeah. Yeah.
No face tattoos or anything. There's my Anthony for
I went by my full name
Tony's,
for a while.
Tony's phase in life was Anthony. Not drugs, anything like that. Just it's like Anthony. It's a phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some people make a choice to not lengthen the name, right? Like there's people who it's Michael,
Yeah.
and then they get upset when you call him Mike.
Yeah.
Not you. You like Mike.
I like Mike.
Anybody ever call you? Oh, I know who calls you Mikey. Actually,
Yep.
Tyson.
The only one that fucking calls me Mikey.
Hey, Mikey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
And Joe, most of your did anybody call you Joseph?
Like the government.
Yeah, right. That's how you know to hang up the phone. Yeah. Nope.
Do I speak to Joseph? Nope.
Yeah, my mom calls me Joey. She's the only person that's allowed to.
Yeah.
Because I hated it when I was a kid. Because I was
Really?
Joe. I was Joe everywhere. And then I go home and my mom calls me Joey. She picked me up from school.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm here for Joey Williamson. I'm like, it's not me. It's someone else.
But I know what you meant. So
The problem I have now is my current job. They ask me if I prefer going by Joe or Joseph.
Yeah,
I'm
preferred
like,
names now.
I prefer Joe. So like all my work stuff is Joe.
Yeah.
Like my insurance card says Joe.
Yeah.
So I go to the doctor and I'm like, well, the name doesn't match your driver's license. I was like,
Yeah. Come on.
everyone
man.
knows.
Nice.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows
Jeez.
Joe is Joseph.
Yeah. Like, oh, we're making it.
There's nobody out there named Joe.
yeah.
Just Joe.
There probably is. There probably is at
Okay,
least
maybe.
a few.
Yeah, but without Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of known.
Yeah, you do find that, just like you find Tony sometimes. There's
Yeah.
just literally Tony.
Yeah.
And then there's the most commonly the female Tony, Toni or Tonie.
Yeah.
Occasionally you get that.
Toney.
Yeah. I feel like that goes with Tony Baloney.
Would you get that a lot? Tony Baloney.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Average Joe.
Your average Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, they can't even use that. They can't. They're not allowed to use that anymore because Joe's not even that common of a
It's
name.
not even an average name. anymore.
Come on, you can't. The average Joe needs to be there. What
Just
was it?
the regular
average-
the regular Joe.
the regular Joe.
Regular Joe.
Cup of
So you
Joe.
can look at that list, like, because they're like, what was the saying? Used to be like every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, are those even on the list
Let's
anymore?
see.
Yeah.
Tom, Dick, and Harry are on here anymore.
I would get a rise out of my students if I were to say that. I think they
Tom,
never
Dick, and
know.
Harry. You're a regular Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, what?
Regular,
What'd you say?
You're like,
said Dick?
regular Thomas, Richard, and Harrison.
That's my middle name is Richard, so
Richard. Oh yeah. Okay.
I remember my uncle asking that one time. He was like, "What's your middle name again?" He's like, "They didn't make you something stupid like Richard, did they?" I'm like, "Yes."
Oh, why would you say that?
Because it's like
He just went in hard.
It's like it's like a family name, and the same thing. Like most middle names are like a family name, and so like
Yeah.
it was one of my great uncles was Richard, and so yeah.
I told you about how my grandfather has my middle name, but I didn't put it together as a kid.
Yeah.
It was just going off.
You're like,
about how
Gerald's dumb
it's the
name.
stupidest middle name. I don't even know why. Why did they even call me that? And then he was the one who said, I was like,
Oh, sorry.
that makes sense. Totally checks out.
Pops, sorry.
Scratch all that, please.
Sorry, Pops.
He was just laughing. He didn't even care.
Tom is number 56. Thomas.
Okay, so I beat Tom. Hey.
Yeah, you guys.
Hey, wow.
You guys beat Thomas's. Let's see here. Where else? Let's see if we can find Dick or William.
I
So
wonder
they're
how-
going to have to change his name to like every Aiden, Braden, and Jaden.
Yeah. Aiden, Braden, Jaden.
Amazing. That was perfect.
Let's see. Oh, look at Muhammad even dropped to 92nd.
Oh.
Okay.
Penelope is 92nd too.
Yeah, this has got the U.S., so it's got to be different worldwide, right?
Yeah, like Muhammad's like number one worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
Learn that from Super.
And you would think William would be like, or George. I think George and William over in England.
Oh, yeah.
The
yeah.
UK is a popular one because
Yeah.
you know, kings and princes and shit
Yeah.
like that.
I grew up with Billy Luna. William.
I don't see William on here. I don't see William in the top 100.
Yeah, I would think it would be way more common.
Oh, never mind. It's 23. It's more than you can. Your guys is.
I don't even know why I'm upset, but I feel upset. I don't know why.
You just want your parents to do a better job. You know?
Yeah. Cash would have been better, guys. Come on. Cash is all higher on the list.
That's number 7. Yeah.
I think, damn it.
So fucked. Yeah. Names, man. Who are we? What do we call it? Make these fucking sounds that
weird.
represent
Yeah.
who we are.
Well, then the surname was like it used to be like what you did, right? Like for a job, I think. Like
I think
back
they're like in parts of Europe.
yeah,
Yeah.
parts in Europe, like it was like Johnson, where you're the son of John, and that's
Oh, I
like,
see.
Yeah.
Jackson, you're the son of Jack. So things like that, and then there was like other like like other names like Wagon or something like that. Like he was a Wagoneer or some shit. Wheeler, he makes
Yeah.
wheels. I don't know. It's just
Cooper,
saying.
someone that makes barrels.
Barrels.
Cooper,
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess names are essential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are so many the same though?
Right? How does that work? How did that work
Yeah.
out before we could like easily see people? Like,
You're
imagine-
Johnson?
Imagine
Robert
like
Johnson.
doing like the census in like historic Europe in England, like in the 1500s. Like, all right, so we got John.
Yeah.
John Williamson. Okay, that's weird.
Williams. Okay, all right. All right.
Right? Or the people with first names, 2 first names. Ricky Bobby.
Oh yeah, the most famous. Yeah, and some names have so many different possibilities for nicknames. Like that's a perfect one. Richard, right?
Yeah.
There's Dick. There's Ricky, Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's there's other versions. Ricardo, just like Antonio and Anthony.
There's some that just make no sense, like Henry, Hank.
Hey, okay, and that's the
yeah,
thing. Charles, Chuck.
Yeah.
Like, where do you get Chuck from?
Even
Charles?
Richard and Dick. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
How did they come
I had a
about?
friend whose mom, I knew her as Peggy my whole life. And then I was like, I found her like license sitting out one day, and I was like, oh, who's this? And her name was like Elizabeth. She's like, oh yeah, Peggy's short for Elizabeth. Like, why?
Wait, what?
You can't just do that.
You're like,
You
no,
can't-
Liz, Beth.
Yeah.
Lizbeth. That's
You're
shorter.
hoarding nicknames. That's,
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Wow, I want to see if this is what is Peggy short for typically. Pearl.
Pearl.
How is it longer?
It's more syllables. It's more letter.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Oh, okay. And sometimes it's a nickname for Margaret.
Margaret. That's what her name. Yeah, Margaret,
Yeah.
not Elizabeth.
Peggy.
But I mean, it could have been Marge. Could have been Maggie.
Yeah.
Peggy.
Well, it makes you
Not
wonder where
even
it comes
P
from.
in
Like the accents were so different at one point that somehow resembled it. Maybe
No, what? No. Margaret? Peggy.
Peggy, Margaret,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
You have nicknames growing up, $1?
Yeah, actually, I told you into my adulthood, I'm Little Tony because my dad
Yeah,
was
he was
Tony.
Big Tony, yeah.
Big,
Big
Tony.
Tony,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really funny.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest, especially on my mom's side, I'm like the biggest guy in the family.
Yeah.
Everybody calls me Little Tony. And then a coworker, I mentioned it to him, and now that's all they call me at work.
Little Tony.
Every time they see me,
What's up, little
"What's up,
Tony?
little Tony?" People always look at him weird, but I know what she's doing.
What about you, Joe?
No, it's Joe. My mom calls me Coconut.
Coconut.
I assume because I'm brown on the outside, white on the inside. But yeah, it's never really had any nicknames. No.
Yeah.
I had weird ones for all my kids. I still do.
Yeah.
Jaden, I always called him Bowie. I don't even know why.
Baba Booey.
Jesse, we always called Chuck. And Jillian, we always called Billy.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's Billy, Chuck, and Bowie.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Joe's losing it over here. The funny thing is, I don't really know where they came from. I'm like, when did that even start? I don't know.
You're Bob. Jaden, you're Bob now. Bob.
Just making up noises though.
I know me growing up, mine was Big Mike, or Spike was another one that lasted a long time.
From the cartoon dog or whatever.
No,
Spike?
it's like they always had not mohawk, but always had spiky hair.
Oh, okay.
Gelled up hair, and so Spike and Mike. So Spike and Mike.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then Callie, I call her Moo. She's Moo.
Oh, that's right. I've heard you say that before.
Because when she was like little and she got hungry, she said, she'd be like fucking Moo. It's Moo. It's Moo. Okay. It's Moo.
Kids do make those kind of sounds.
And so I call her Moo or Bug. I call her Bug. Or
That's
or
what
Cow Pow.
That's what Mo calls Mandy.
Bug. Yeah.
He always called her
It's
Bug.
how I call it Cow Pow. My Cow Pow.
Yeah, interesting. I guess we talked about it last night, but it wasn't really. People won't hear for a while still, but they will hear this.
Yeah.
because it's not going to be current at the time. But the fact that Trump was found guilty on
34 counts.
34 counts, all 34 counts.
Yeah.
But I did see, because we were talking about it, and you were like, see, the average guy is probably going to get major jail time.
Oh, yeah.
I looked it up. It's actually, for those equivalent type of charges, they estimate it's about 1 in 10 people would get jail time for what he's
Yeah, it's like
guilty of.
it's a
Not
probation and a fine
Oh,
kind of
okay.
thing.
Typically, yeah.
I heard a lot of people like speculating that he's probably going to ask for jail time, just so he can like.
I was going to say,
have,
really.
do because it'd be like a month or like a week or whatever, and he just gets the pictures of him going in. And,
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. I really feel like it's going to boost everything for him. Like, this is amazing.
Well, that's one of the fun facts that we had for the future was that criminal people have more notoriety than just a regular Joe.
just regular Ethan.
I've never been to jail. Yeah, that's right. It's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to come up with a name. We got to change that. It's not going to be regular Joe anymore.
Yeah.
That's irritating.
Your average Joe, your average Noah.
Your average
That's
Noah.
It's the number one right now.
Noah.
It's just a regular average Noah, bro.
Yeah.
Just your
Just
average
Noah,
Charlotte.
just Noah stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting. What do you think, Joe? I'm curious what you think. I think he's going to get elected again. Do you think that's not very probable?
I don't think this moves the needle either way.
Sure.
I think the people that are going to vote for him don't care. People that weren't going to vote for him, they care, but I don't know.
It's kind of like nothing's going to move.
It's hard to tell because I mean he was in the same boat 4 years ago. He was like 1% ahead 6 months before the election, and then just kind of
Yeah.
so. It'll be interesting if he does get elected again.
Yeah.
Because I personally don't really want a whole 4-year presidency of just like revenge tour, but
Yeah.
That's what happens, though.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Pendulum swings
Well, he's going
and
to
then
come in and
swings
do
hard
all
the other way.
the executive orders again, like he did
Yeah.
the first time. Remember, that's all he did. We got more accomplished. And, you just canceled everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus all this time to think about it too, of like what he wants to do.
Yeah, like just.
Because he is that kind of guy, he like he gets bitter.
Have you-
and
yeah,
like,
have you
I'm going
seen-
to come back with a.
You've seen Billy
vengeance.
Madison,
Yeah.
right? He's fucking Steve Buscemi on Billy Madison. He has a list of people on his
He'll
wall.
have his week in jail. He'll write his whole manifesto in there. You know, come out with some radical ideas.
After 1 week. Yeah, it's going to get weird. I mean, it's already weird as fuck. Everything's
It's going to
already
get
weird.
weirder.
That's what we were talking about last night, me and Mike. I'm just like, well, I don't even know what's happening in the world anymore. I feel like I'm making all this stuff up, what we're actually seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really, 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 really crazy. Aliens, government's talking about aliens just on a regular basis now. Nobody knows what they are. There's lots of people saying it's spiritual. The aliens are probably demons and angels.
I just want
What
them
the
to
fuck's going on?
fucking legit, like, just open up Area 51.
Yeah.
Like we know now, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you've let us know. Just show us Area 51. Just let it, walking tours, all that kind of stuff.
Raise some money, charge $100.
Yeah, get that deficit down, right? Charge for Area 51. Like all that money goes back to how many people would go to fucking Area 51 if they just opened that shit up.
They already tried to go now.
Yeah. Well, remember that? What was it like 2 or 3 years ago? It was like storm Area 51.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it. Remember that?
They can't arrest all of us. Like, they can actually. They're pretty good at it.
And they all got arrested.
Yeah. I mean, look at the riot, the Capitol riot. They arrested a lot of people.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on with it. I just don't think anybody has any fucking clue. And I think we think of the government too as like this big, like there's some head of it somewhere that's running everything.
Right, it's monolithic.
Dude, it's all these fragmented pieces. Who knows all the shady shit that's going on in different corners and crevices of the government. And
one half doesn't know what the other half's doing. And
absolutely. Right. Sometimes they get into pissing contests with each other.
Yeah, I mean, you got
kill each other literally.
CIA, FBI, MIB.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that one. We don't talk about that one.
What was I going to ask you a second ago? Oh, I was going to ask, what did you happen to? Do you know who Terrence Howard is?
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about
Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Did you listen to this?
I listened to some clips as much as my brain could handle.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing twice. Yeah, I literally did. I know. Just trying to. The first time I listened, I finished and I was like, I'm really fucking stupid. I'm trying to get my head around what we were talking about. Then the second time I listened to the whole thing, by the time I got to the end, I was like, I think I'm going to move on with my life. I don't know.
It seems like, I don't know what happened to him, if he like suffered some kind of brain trauma or I don't know. But to what I heard, it was just like kind of him just reciting Wikipedia pages, like a lot of knowledge, not a lot of depth of knowledge, just kind of.
Well, he's I don't know if you know some of his central claims, like that math is fundamentally flawed because 1 times 1 should be 2, not 1. Yeah, and because his whole point is like in the universe, energy doesn't disappear. So how can you have like a 1 if it's 1 times 0 and then that equals 0? Mm-hmm. How is that possible? Because where did the 1 go? That's his whole thinking.
We invented 0. 0 didn't exist for a long time, so.
Sure. Yeah.
That's fair, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was so weird hearing everything he said. And the whole periodic table, he said, is set up all wrong. It needs to be 3-dimensional.
Yeah. I've seen that before. Yeah. Based on like the energy they give off. And
how much truth is there, if you know this? Joe's probably the smartest guy I know.
That's not good.
Yeah. Especially since I work at a school.
Yeah.
All my friends are teachers.
and Tony's the math department head.
Yeah. I'm the head of the math department. So 1 times 1 is what? I don't know.
So you got one time.
Yeah. What I wanted to know, how much truth was there to it, is like this whole idea of like everything's the same stuff. In other words, like he was describing elements as having a tone. That was one of the famous. Yeah. When he said that, and he was like, it's the same tone. He was like, yeah, the same key of E. And that was one of those moments where I was like, what is he talking about? But that's legit, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like everything that has energy has a frequency associated with it. Like light, matter, everything's like you're made of atoms. All the atoms in your body don't touch. They're just vibrating really close together all the time. So that would be a frequency. And that's the issue. Like when he was describing it, it's like one of the things like, like the fundamentals are there. And he says like, well, if you take this frequency and you multiply it by 10, like, well, if you take anything and change the numbers, it can be something else. Like
if you take Mike, turn him into a wizard. You see what I mean? It's
Wizard
like
Mike. That's
Wizard Mike.
Yeah. If you take my net worth and multiply it by 10, I'm gonna be really rich.
Yeah, same thing.
10 times richer than I was before. Yeah.
Joe, billionaire. Same thing.
Yeah. Basically the same thing. The fundamental frequency is there.
Yeah. I was
everything that I need to be a millionaire is right there.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on it, just because I sent it to who is the current. I'm going to be over the math department next year, but the one who's currently that position. Yeah, I sent it and said, hey, just listen, just a grain of salt.
He's like, hey, you're fired.
Like, like whoa, we made him the math head. He made this guy the lead of the math department.
I know. Well, I get misperceived a lot for that stuff because I'm always open minded. I'll listen to any because you just never know. There might be some real jewels buried in the craziness sometimes.
that old math head now, he's like fucking Matt Damon over here.
revolutionizing everything. It did. It shook me up a little when he was saying it.
I mean, I think it's good because when you think about like physics and chemistry and math, like it's all interconnected. It's all building on the same fundamental building blocks the entire universe is built on.
Right.
So it's good to think of things from a different perspective that way. Like you have the periodic table, and you can put it in a straight line spiral, like comparing the frequencies, and it's the same information, it's just a new way of presenting it.
Yeah.
It's like when people get mad at like new math and stuff. Like it's the same math. It's just
Yeah.
a new way of looking at it and thinking about it and stuff. And that's good. I mean, how can you make progress if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again? You got to shake it up a little bit.
And there was somebody who worked on this stuff before too. There was some other guy who was saying the same kind of things about the periodic table. But I think the big ideas that were interesting was like talking about travel. The idea of travel, and he was saying gravity was a myth, essentially, right? Didn't he basically say that? Yeah. Like gravity's not actually real; everything is magnetism, and we.
Okay,
but that's what I mean. Is like while I was listening, it wasn't just like, "Oh, this sounds like bullshit." Sometimes it was sort of like a, and
no, I'm not.
So magnetism. So you can describe it a different way. You can use different words. You can talk about things. We can look at it from a different perspective. But I think at the end of the day, it's like, how could we ever really understand the universe that we're completely embedded in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't like step outside of it and really look. We're always observing from our perspective. Because that's
magnetism. I don't know. Like I'm full of plastic, not metal.
My testes are plastic.
Yeah.
Not magnetic.
I don't have brass balls. I have plastic balls.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we can't really understand the universe fully.
Yeah. I mean, it's works. That fundamental of you can observe it or you can measure it. You can't do both. So, and if you're existing in the universe, it's happening all the time. Like you can't stop it. So we can't fully understand everything.
Yeah. And this idea that everything is affected by conscience, our consciousness.
Yeah.
Consciousness. There we go. Everything is affected, like the observer, phenomenon or whatever, when we see things and literally they change. Yeah. And we get down to quantum mechanics, like the really, really small levels. Nothing works like it does at the larger level.
Yeah. Didn't he also claim that he patented VR?
Yes.
Something like that?
Basically.
Yeah.
I looked into that, though. There was we talked about it last time, and I was like, it looks like it checks out. But turns out, not really. Yeah. Like
you can just put your name on it, I guess, but.
Yeah, and he doesn't actually own it. At no point did he own it. What he said on the show was basically like, they were sending me all these fees and I didn't want to pay. And so I was like, whatever. And then it fell off and I no longer owned it. But when I did like a deep dive fact check, it was more like he never fully patented it.
Yeah.
Like his name's attached to it, but he at no point did he literally own the patent for it. So, yeah. And his whole idea of like that our basic like Plutonian shapes or whatever that we work with all the time and prisms and things like that are really missing the point, and that the real shapes are like the space in between bubbles when they come together. Did you see any of this?
No, I feel like I need to watch this whole thing.
You probably should.
I need to dedicate some of my life to this.
It was incredibly entertaining for me. Yeah. But in the end, I walked away. I don't think life's any different than it was before. I'm just going to keep moving. I don't know. Very interesting. For a moment, when I started the second time listening, I was like, this might change my life. Yeah. And by the end, it was like, definitely didn't change my life.
You're going to find yourself driving in like 5 years, like a long distance drive, middle of nowhere, and it'll be quiet. Like your radio's not working. You don't have a cell signal, so there's no music. And you're going to think to yourself, how would you describe the space between two bubbles that are you like do the hand things like, well, it's like a triangle, but it's like squished, but it's like
and he owns those, which to me is so weird because you certainly couldn't be like, I want to own, a pentagonal prism. I'm going to patent it.
I would love to own concepts. Yeah.
Yeah, which is so weird that he can own it because he literally has patented those shapes.
Yeah.
Like these weird, like curved, elongated, triangular, pyramidal sort of weird looking things. But the fact that he fucking owns them. Like, how do you own a shape?
Is that why he doesn't act anymore? He just makes all his money off owning shapes?
Yeah.
It's like the same concept was like what, just going through and buying a whole bunch of websites?
Yeah.
Website names?
Yeah.
And like, I own all these. Yeah. You got to pay me
brilliant.
for this. Transformers 3, Decepticons Death.
I knew you were going to make another one. I knew it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like people do seek that out.
Oh yeah.
They go and they purposely they look at like deep dive and scripts of movies and stuff like that, and they go and they buy like websites.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just like, oh, now you got to pay me for this website now. Like, yeah.
Well, remember us? We lost MikeandTony.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, MikeandTony.com. We let it slip for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, bro.
So immediately
Russian-
we're like, no way.
And some Russian website grabbed it up, and it's now shoes.
That checks out.
Yeah, it's now shoes.
Mike and
That's not
Tony.
so wrong.
Yeah. So now it's at the MikeandTonyShow.com.
Yeah, now it's the MikeandTonyShow.com. What are you
Yeah.
going to do?
But yeah, it was
But where do I go if I need to buy shoes?
Mike and
MikeandTony.com, yeah.
Okay.
Russian shoes. The finest.
That's the only
Russian,
shoes I
Finest
buy.
Russian
Yeah.
shoes.
finest Russian boots.
It's weird how people just hang out waiting to do that stuff, Just buying up shit. It's weird to think, try to explain to somebody in 1988, somebody buying, well, maybe that's a little late, maybe 83, somebody could own a website.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, what?
What?
Like own something you can't touch, you can't hold it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it just goes to show you because, like, remember when we went to go, we're like, oh, we'll just fucking buy it back, and it was like a ridiculous price. And we're like,
yeah.
look at that. It
That's
just
what
goes
they
to show
do.
you how popular we are.
Yeah. No, they just knew somebody wants this.
Yeah.
Somebody wants this site, so we're going to jack up the price.
There's plenty of dumb Americans named Mike and Tony that probably want this.
Yeah. Probably buy up a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Brian and Steve.
BrianandSteve.com. I'm just, we should just go there and just, because like you can buy them for like domains for like $7, right? So
Yeah,
we're
like
just-
the really dumb ones.
so
Yeah.
we're just going to start going out there. It's going to be, yeah, Joe and Mike.
Yeah,
Mike and Joe.
BrianandSteve.com doesn't exist. It just says
There
the
we
site
go.
can't be
There we
reached.
go.
Just bought it.
Yeah.
25 cents.
Oh, you got to do YAN and what is it?
You got to own all of them.
IAN.
BrianandSteve.com. Let's try that one. No.
Look at that.
They're just chilling out there. Just waiting to be bought up.
Look at us. We're gonna fund the Mike and Tony show now.
You're going to have a spin off.
Yeah.
You got to find a Brian and a Steve.
That reminds me of fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm when he was like the what's that? Leon Black had to get the Mary Ferguson. He was going to fucking Asia, and like the lady he was like dating, her name was Mary Ferguson, and then like she like just like they broke up, and so the ticket was already for a Mary Ferguson, and so he was like so he like put out an ad for like Mary Fergusons and trying to get all these Mary Fergusons to get there, and then it turns out the one Mary Ferguson that was going to go to Asia with him stole his passport. Went by herself.
Oh, damn. That's lame. Yeah, speaking of passports, going to the Philippines pretty soon.
Exciting.
A couple weeks, yeah. Very exciting. I've never been. I had been to Hong Kong one time. Something crazy just happened in Hong Kong, too. What was the thing where they were like, a bunch of people they were like pro-democratic people trying to.
Oh, yeah. They're having an election there soon. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Or
And-
election, I do air quotes, election.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Hong Kong is so different. I was there when I was 19, bro, and I am 45 years old now. So that's fucking long time ago. A lot changed. They were their own thing back then too. It was before China like took them back or whatever.
Yeah, like regain control or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to go. I haven't been anywhere in Asia in a very long time. It's gonna be a long ass flight though. Those flights are crazy, insane. But I get to see where my wife grew up finally.
there
She
you
saw
go.
where I grew up.
Yeah.
Good old Fresno.
Fun comparison. Like, oh, yeah, it's the Philippines, Fresno, California.
California.
We got farms, you know.
Yeah, farms and gangs. Farms and gangs. Put them together.
Maybe pretty similar to the Philippines.
Can you imagine? Yeah. No, it'll be really fun. Plus, we're going to some nice like resorts too. She's like got a couple of big places she wants to take us to, and it'll be fun because we're just all traveling as a family. The only thing I'm concerned about is the heat. I can't sleep. I just won't sleep. Like when it gets super hot. I don't know if are you like that at all? Like if it gets too hot, I don't get all the way asleep. Like I feel like I'm kind of awake all night. It's like really, really shitty. And it shows my Oura Ring score too when it's hot. So my poor wife freezes all the time. I'm so evil. It's like, I want it cold. It's going to be cold. And all the kids are like that too.
Yeah.
So that's the one concern in the Philippines. It's going to be super, super hot. The food's going to be delicious. I'm very excited about that.
You're going to come back like 20 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Oh, God, at least. Bro. I know. I was trying to lose a little weight right now just so I can gain it back when I go to the Philippines.
You're trying to build up a little runway. So
Yeah. Yeah. And a little cushion so I can literally cushion. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. You guys going anywhere this summer, Pierce? Do any trips?
Joe just got back from.
Yeah, went to Texas for a week.
Oh,
Speaking of hot,
yeah, hot, huh?
it was 98 and 70% humidity.
Already.
Well, they called it a heat wave. Like, this is hotter than normal. Not,
You're
it's
like,
pretty
no.
normal.
Pretty normal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I know this.
But it was nice. Tornado, a lot of hail. But
Did you get big
Texas.
hail? Did you get big hail in Texas?
we didn't where we were. It was like penny sized. I don't know. I can't remember if you're supposed to use like the
Wait,
food
the size
scale.
of your daughter? Penny size? Jesus.
A 4-year-old size now. But like on the drive back, so we got stuck in a hailstorm. Not a tornado, but what is it called? Like straight line 90-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, shit!
Yeah. So that's what I woke up to on the day we're supposed to be leaving. I was like, well, I'm not leaving right now. I can't drive through this. It'll kill my gas mileage.
Yeah. Oh,
But
Oh yeah, for
just,
sure.
my truck would just stop. Like, no, we're done.
Just big pedals all the way down. Just
But so we drove through like West Texas, New Mexico, and got up to Colorado. And I was looking at the news, and at one point in West Texas, we drove like on the edge of a storm. Like we started getting hailed on, and like me and my wife were like, "Should we stop?" And I was like, I don't know if that's the safest thing. Like being stuck in a truck in the rural Texas with a storm coming towards you. So I was like, I'm just gonna drive a little bit faster. And just kind of
get out of here.
Just punch through it. Yeah, big brain. And I was like reading about the storm, and apparently like 50 miles west of where we were when that happened, they got. And I've never seen them describe it like this. The Weather Service described it as CD-sized hail,
what?
a 5 3/4 inch hail.
First of all, that's giant.
That's
Second of all, what an old reference.
Well, they might have said DVD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Damn, bro.
that's
Oh my
big.
God. You
that's
imagine
like
being outside and getting clocked with the.
that's ruin your life hail. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing people
yeah.
can do.
Well, like even the one that we just had come through here, like Kelsey's car, she's got like it looks like she got hit by a baseball in 2
Yeah.
spots. Like just she did the spider web on the glass or whatever.
You know, like there's cows and stuff out there. Like imagine being a cow and like you look at the cow next to you, just whack.
Just, oh,
Like
damn.
he's just gone. But so
Yeah.
we just drove through that. We just like I'm not stopping. Like my kids were like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like hold it.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling over.
Wow.
on
So,
this.
in spite of the enormous crop and property damage that hailstorms cause, only 3 people are known to have been killed by falling hailstorms in modern U.S.
I would have thought it'd be more.
One was in Texas. A farmer caught in a field near Lubbock, Texas on May 13th, 1930. A baby struck by a large hail in Fort Collins, Colorado. In a
Dang.
boat. In a boat, or it doesn't say where that one was. Yeah. I would have thought, like when I was
I thought
watching,
it'd be more common than that.
absolutely, because if you get stuck out there, what are you going to do? Like if you're out in the middle of nowhere and all of a sudden you're getting these giant, and they're falling large distances. Like
They're book it down.
they come
What
down
is
with some
the
force.
what is the protocol for if you're outside stuck in a hailstorm?
Well, you can't go into a tree.
Just like curl up, you just
Yeah.
curl up and like
Yeah,
fetal,
fetal
position,
position,
just like
Helmet.
they used to like we
Number
used to
one.
do like
Number
we used to
one.
do in school. Remember when we had tornado drills?
Oh, yeah.
You go in the hallway, put the book over your neck,
Yeah.
and go against the wall. Did you guys ever do
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, we still do that.
Oh, is it still book
Yeah.
over the neck?
No, not the book part.
Okay.
But everybody goes in the hallway, goes against the walls, which is where the lockers are, crouches down, and then you put your hands over the back of your head. And like,
Okay. Yeah,
to
ours
put
is
your face in
always
your lap.
book over the neck.
Yeah, caught outside in a hailstorm. Number 1, get inside.
Thanks. Cool. What if I'm not anywhere near anything?
Yeah.
This is
What
so
if I was
dumb.
in rural West Texas?
I want to know who made this website. Number 2, protect your head. 3, avoid sheltering under trees. Oh, because break branches and things like
Well,
that.
and if there's like a storm going on, lightning,
yeah, sure. Don't leave your vehicle. Situate yourself and your passengers away from the windows.
In a
How
vehicle?
the fuck are you supposed to do that, bro?
All right, everyone get in the trunk.
I really regret buying a Prius, man.
Or Tesla, because the top is all
That's
glass.
all glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what to
What
do.
is what is if there's no other options? But if you're just fucking stuck, you just
What?
lay down in a fetal position.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
I told you the time I took all the kids when they were little. It was like my 2 nieces and then my 3 kids, and we went on this giant bike ride over here. And we were raining. When I first knew we had a problem was when I was seeing the raindrops on the ground. They were like the size of that fucking coaster.
Oh god.
And I was like, I've never seen that. That is really weird. And they're like, yeah, it seems like it might start raining really hard. And we're like, yeah, it might. And then all of a sudden I saw that first one hit. It was like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh my God, you guys. But we went under a tree.
Everyone go!
We went under a tree. I didn't know what else to do. We had to get some kind of cover. I was like, lost all the kids on a fucking bike ride. Like, I'm so sorry.
Everyone for themselves.
I never,
How's the bike ride? Oh, we all got concussions.
Yeah, we're all.
Well, it's worse. So like if you were gonna ride through it, right? Because like just like a motorcycle, I remember when it was like when it was raining and I was on my chopper and I was going. That shit hurts. Like like even if you have like a fucking jeans, if you get big fat rain and you're going 40 miles an hour and that rain is
you're
like,
increasing the force.
Yeah, dude, it is not fun.
Yeah,
and like especially when it's windy too. Like when I had my chopper. I'm just a big sail because I'm a giant guy, and it's just like you're like, oh god, it's like
The strong wind is freaky.
Yeah.
I've been in some kind of strong wind, but I've seen those videos where it's like picking people up and stuff. That is fucking
like especially
crazy.
if you like Wyoming, where it's like the high desert, and like they have trucks that always like
Tip over
and
Yeah.
shit like that,
Oh
dude.
my god, that's some strong ass wind.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do either. You're just gonna get moved around a little bit.
Can you imagine that? Just sitting there driving a semi, all of a sudden like, oh, like, it's just it's
That'd
nothing
be
to do,
part of
right?
the training, right? Like they're like, well, I'm just gonna hold on. Like,
Yeah. There's parts of the world it's like that, like in Tibet and all those kind of places, right? Isn't the wind just insane?
Well, Joe's been
I mean, I was in Nepal.
Nepal,
Yeah, it gets
yeah.
pretty windy. I mean, Tibet's a little bit more flat on the mountainside,
Oh, sure.
so yeah, there's just nothing to stop the wind. It just
Yeah.
keeps going and going.
I know those are the mountains when they're driving like fucking trucks near the edge of like the
I know,
fucking
like it's
mountain.
nothing.
Yeah.
Done it a million times. Just
Yeah.
flying along at 50 miles an hour. Just,
Gotta make that delivery, you know.
yeah. What delivery is worth? Where are they going? What are they delivering and where are they delivering it to? I would wonder. Yeah, and that's where they have those. Isn't that where they have like those giant ass hawks we were talking about?
The Golden Eagles.
The golden eagles.
Yeah.
Those fucking, and they have them hunt for them. Do you know anything about this?
I've
In
heard
Mongolia,
of that. Yeah.
In Mongolia, yeah.
Oh, that's Mongolia.
It's Mongolia.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Where they fucking pick up little deers and just drop them on rocks to kill them.
It's brutal.
That's fucking brutal,
Yeah.
dude. Like I said, I would be fuck all that if there was a bird big enough to fucking pick me up.
We'd live underground.
I wouldn't go outside ever. I told you that. I would never go outside, dude. I would never go outside. Just like going to like, oh, it's time to go to. Just like, what the hell? Just drop. You just get dropped to your death, dude.
Oh,
You can't even fight back. Like they just let go of you.
Yeah.
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 And you're not getting out of it. Those grips.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
yeah. I know. Well, they're saying like I remember reading somewhere too, like when they do that to like bunnies and shit like that, like they pick them up and like they said most likely like the bunny dies. Well, same if you like jump out of the Empire State Building, you're gonna die of a heart attack before
Right.
you hit the ground.
Is that real?
Yeah, because like you're just like and just like freaking out and just yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
the adrenaline, yeah,
Should be falling a long time.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think don't worry. That's not coming in on the actual recording. Phone's ringing there for the listeners. They won't hear it though in the final recording. Yeah, that would be. You've talked about that many times. That's your deepest fear.
Yeah.
What if that's coming with like AI robots and stuff that can fly?
Well, by then I'm gonna be 350 years old and cyborg Mike, so I won't.
So it won't matter.
I'm gonna weigh 500 pounds. They're
Yeah.
gonna-
Yeah. And I'll have like
Solid iron.
and I'll have
Yeah.
fucking like laser arms and just like sweet cut off whatever thing's trying to pick me up. Yeah.
Who's going to do all this work for you? Who's going to?
Probably AI.
The AI doctor's like, why are you getting the surgery? I'm like, no reason.
Yeah.
I envision, you know what I mean? I envision my life looking like cyberpunk in the future. I'm just gonna be fucking trading out parts.
Yeah.
You know?
God, yeah.
We were talking last night on our future
podcast.
episode. My friend Sarah, she had said that when the apocalypse happens, people like me, her, like glasses. When things go down, like
Yeah.
there's no one's making contacts anymore.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and you're gonna like hold on to those glasses like they were fucking gold
Yeah.
because glasses go. That's it. I'm blind. I'm like I can see this far in front of me, dude.
Yeah.
And so without contacts or glasses or anything like that, and yeah, like the whole world, right? And then we were talking like just the perfect visioned people are just gonna be like, yes,
Finally.
finally.
Those weak eyes can't hold us back anymore.
And there's probably other things besides eyesight too, right?
That's what I was
There's
saying, like pharmacy stuff, right? Pharmaceuticals,
hearing
like,
aids.
Oh,
all
God,
of it. Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Yeah, we all survive right now.
Yeah.
Mother Nature has different ideas about who
Yeah.
should survive and
No more Ozempic. No more.
He's gonna be depressed too.
Yeah, no, that would be crazy. Like, you know, it'd be like Mad Max for real. Like, what prescription are those glasses?
Like instead of water, like you're hoarding medicine.
Yeah,
And glasses.
and glasses. Like,
Antibiotics, I'm sure that'd be something
Yeah.
that people were after a lot. 'Cause back in the day, people died from everything. You get any kind of infection, you were just
that's what we were
fucked.
talking about. Like brushing your teeth back in the day. Like if you didn't fucking brush your teeth, you got an infection close to your brain.
Yeah,
Dead.
You're done.
You're like,
Or like getting infected tooth, you can't eat.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's why it's just crazy because I follow Nature is Metal on Instagram.
Yep.
You see crazy shit like lions who get fucked up or whatever, and they just got like half of their bodies just hanging off, and they're just walking around. It's so crazy to me to think like living as a wild animal out there, you just get completely maimed, and there's no fucking doctor. There's no nothing. Like if you're still breathing, you better just keep trying, I guess.
Oh, one of those Nature's Metals I seen was a lion that got bit by a black mamba.
Oh shit!
And you know it's gonna kill you. And it was like just sitting there and all of a sudden just it's like convulsing and it's just like, you know, and eventually it dies. But they were like showing it and just like you're like, damn. You're like, can you go help it? And you're like, no, it's fucking nature, bro. Just let it happen.
Nature.
Ethically, yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like this thing was just like convulsing and it was just like
Yeah, those are the ones that always blow my mind. Is like watching the animals that made it through something. They're just walking around completely maimed. Or, you're just like, can you imagine the level of fucking pain?
I've seen the one with the hyena that only had like the two front legs that were working because it was like paralyzed. Got bit by a lion or something, and it was just like just trucking along the two front legs, just like no problem, like it was nothing.
Yeah, you just keep
you have
going,
to, right?
Yeah,
Because if you stop,
right. We're like, I'm gonna be laid up for a little while. I'm gonna have to maybe get a wheelchair or figure it out. It's like, no, bro,
stupid.
No, it just happened. Now it's still just Tuesday. You just keep moving, dude. Like,
Tuesday.
This is you.
It's still time to go get food. Like,
This is your life now. This is what happened to you. What do you think, Pierce? You want to hit up a little bit of those fun facts?
Yeah. So if you're interested in fun facts, again, it's themikeandtonyshow.com. We do have a little field of form. If you want to be a guest too, or if you have questions, that's all on the website. You can ask us questions. You can try to be a guest, et cetera, et cetera.
You could try to be a guest. Good luck.
More than likely, I might know you.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Oh my gosh! All right, Dollar. So again, this is it's in light of President.
Yep.
45.
Okay.
Here I have some presidential fun facts, and then I had some smiling fun facts, some happy fun facts, and stuff like that too. So, let's see here.
I like that. The first one I saw is that you can still run for president if you're in prison.
Yeah, you can still run for president if you're in prison.
That's a fun fact.
Andrew Johnson, president number 17, was buried with his head resting on a copy of the Constitution.
Huh.
Yeah.
He was all in.
Yeah. He was like, I made this.
We are capable of making 10,000 unique facial expressions. And it's weird how it's all different, right? Some of us have different abilities. Some people can raise one eyebrow. I can raise one, but not the other.
Yeah.
People can move their ears. Some people can't.
Yeah.
It's like a huge part of our evolution, I think, and our ability to communicate ourselves with each other.
Well, they said that like that too, that just like any other muscle, you can exercise your face muscles and make it do different things if you just really sat there and practiced.
Yeah, my daughter's proof of that because she can do every weird thing.
Yeah,
like all the things that people try to do, but she couldn't always. She just started.
That's Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey would say that he spent hours looking at a mirror and making different facial.
Well, I did notice something. I had a weird thought the other day looking at his face, and I was like, because we all get old and we all get wrinkles, depending on, for me, it's this. Apparently, I raise my eyebrows fucking 24/7.
Yeah, me too, bro. I'm always, I'm either surprised or what?
Yeah. But if you look at Jim Carrey's face, his wrinkles are really unusual. He has lines that go up right here on his cheeks and just from making all those weird contorted faces maybe all those years.
Yeah, dude.
Interesting.
There are 6 universal facial expressions: happy, sad, angry, disgusted, surprised, and afraid. There's even an expression referred to as RBF, which is the resting bitch face.
But I would think that would be no muscles going, right? Where you're just completely relaxed. And you just unfortunately, it's your deal. I have that. I definitely have that when people ask me why I'm mad all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah, me too. I get that all the time. Like,
I'm not mad.
What's wrong? It was just my face, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
This is what I look like.
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah. Life.
I have 3 kids. Okay, if you're 18 years old, you have about 3,300 weekends left in your lifetime. You also only have about 57 summers left. 57 summers sounds like a lot.
That's too many summers.
That's a lot of summers.
Yeah.
I'll trade some of those for extra seasons.
Yeah.
yeah.
You get a song stuck in your head because your brain interprets the song as an unfinished task, especially if you only remember one part of it.
So it keeps trying to finish the song in your head is why that happens. We've talked about some of those weird things that happen with like tinnitus.
Yeah.
Like there's I don't know if it's actually tinnitus. It's like some version of it or it's similar to it.
A song playing.
Well, you get a song that you can't control it. And people are different. Some people can control it. They can like rewind it, fast forward it, slow it down just with their brain. But the song, they can't make it go away. And then there's some people that have no control and it'll just come on randomly.
Yeah.
And it's just like a really detailed, it's just like they're listening to headphones or something.
Yeah.
That would drive me mad.
Yeah.
If it was like a song you
Especially if it's the same song for like 11 years.
Fucking lamb chops playing along, just ringing around in your head forever. This is the song that never ends.
Yeah.
Yes, it goes on.
Yeah, I'm already losing
friend.
it, Pierce. Stop.
Some people started singing it.
Yeah. Imagine 11 years of that, though.
Oh my God.
You're not going to be a nice person.
No.
You're going to have resting bitch face.
100%.
Like, what do you think about? Nothing. I don't say it.
Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, was the only president to obtain a patent. Talking about patents. In 1849, he invented a complicated device for lifting ships over dangerous shoals by means of buoyant air chambers. Much to his disappointment, U.S. patent number 6,469 was never put into practical use.
I wonder how many unused patents there are out there.
Right?
There's billions of patents.
Yeah.
Like,
Terrence Howard has 311,000
Yeah.
himself. That he uses. I'm surprised that he's the only president that ever had a patent. I would think that some other
I
president.
don't think we've ever had presidents that were like engineers or anything like that.
No.
Yeah.
They've all had pretty dumb jobs like lawyers.
Lawyers.
Right.
Yeah.
One actor.
Yeah. What?
2
Right.
actors.
2 actors. Who's the second?
Donald Trump.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's right.
Home
You're
Alone 2,
fired.
too, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that too.
The
Yeah.
Westendorf Hotel. Is that what it is?
He's the only actor from Home Alone 2 that's ever been convicted of 34 felonies.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I would have thought that. I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin chilled out. He didn't.
The most widely used drug in the world.
Right there. You're
Caffeine.
consuming it right now, dollar. Yeah.
Do you drink a lot of coffee? Do you drink coffee at all?
With my heart, no.
Yeah.
I can have like 1 cup of coffee a day.
Okay.
Like,
like-
I have like a cup of coffee in the morning and I have like a soda in the afternoon. That's about as much caffeine as I can handle.
Were you ever a coffee guy? Did you like?
Oh, yeah.
At one point,
I used to be a big energy drink guy.
you ever tried the decaf or anything like that? It's not really it's the feeling that you like.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
But now the feeling is anxiety.
yeah. Like now I'm just sweaty. I don't know.
That is one of the shittiest feelings ever is overdoing caffeine.
Well, it's Fran. Fran now he was. I told Dollar before he had a anxiety attack,
Oh yeah.
and it was just like he thought he was having a heart attack.
but he was
legit.
over caffeinated or
no,
not really?
No, he just had.
just a panic
Yeah,
attack
he just
in
had an
general.
attack. Yeah, it was just like, and the funny thing was he like called me, bro. I don't feel good. I think I'm having a heart attack, bro. I was like, why are you calling me?
What do you want me to do?
Because I tell you, he's an oversharer with me all the time, right? He fucking sends me pictures of like, look at the sword that I have. I'm like, duh, I don't want to see it. Come on, what are you doing? Your wife's a nurse, bro.
Yeah, right. That is so funny.
But
He would call you thinking he's
like,
having
bro,
a
I
heart
have a
attack.
heart attack. I don't know what to, I was like, well, did you call Ashley? Like, I'm like talking to him. He's like, yeah, bro, she's on her way over now. I was like, okay, well, maybe next call is if it's bad, 911. Like,
Yeah.
like
That's wild. And turned out to just be a panic. Did he go in? Did he go to the hospital?
she took him to the emergency room.
That is actually
That's
really
it, so-
common. People
Yeah.
think that that's happening a lot with
Yeah.
panic attacks. They think they're having some kind of a
Yeah, because he's like,
heart thing.
my arm hurts. He's like, my left arm hurts. My chest is, bumping out of my, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, like, oof.
You're like on the phone with him, like, yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't sound
Sounds
good,
rough.
buddy.
Yeah, I gotta go.
It's been great knowing you.
I'm telling you, he calls me for everything.
Yeah, I would have immediately told him, like, hang up the phone, call 911, bro. What are you doing? Why are you fucking calling me?
Anyways, yeah, did you get that report done? Just curious. while you have me on the phone.
Yeah, in case I don't get a chance to ask you later. I just want to make sure.
I just want to make sure what I'm doing.
Got that report done. There are currently more than 580,000 people experiencing homelessness in the U.S., while there are roughly 18 million, where did it go? Million vacant homes across the country. That's ironic as fuck.
Just got to get them from the big cities and put them in the small cities.
Suburbs. Yeah, just put them all in the suburbs. That's all.
Yeah.
Balance them up.
It's really not a problem of technology or resources, I don't feel like, most of the time.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like all that stuff's in place if we just prioritize things differently, but everything's about making money and the bottom line and the dollar. So you have weird shit like that. Where like so many people homeless, so many empty houses. Seems like a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. Millard Fillmore, the 13th president, was the first president to have a stepmother.
That's definitely the president nobody thinks about.
Yeah.
Millard Fillmore?
Yeah.
I remember the name, like from back in the day. What number? I don't know.
13. That was 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty early on. I think he was a vice president before he was president.
Most of them
Wow.
were, right?
Look
I
at
think
that.
most of them were, like a lot of them were vice
Yeah,
president.
that is pretty common. Yeah, like Biden. Biden was a vice president.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only president who studied to become a medical doctor was William Henry Harrison, the 9th president. It's okay.
Is he the one that died of pneumonia?
No, that was that's actually a fun fact in here. That the one that he had the longest speech. Where's that one at $1?
Yeah.
Let's see here. It is. Damn it! Now I'm lost $1.
Yeah. Well, while you're looking for that, James Madison was only 5'4" and 100 pounds. Less than 100 pounds.
Oh yeah, William Henry Harrison. Is that what we said? Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
William Henry Henderson. He was the one that died a month after he had
He should have known better.
His inaugural speech was 105
rain,
minutes. In the
yeah.
rain. Yeah.
Bozo? Like,
Oh, that was that guy.
Yeah.
that's how good doctors were back then. Like,
Right.
oh, well, no, it's not pneumonia. He's just got bad vibes. So,
All right. Get some leeches.
yeah, get some leeches.
Got to get that out of there.
Here, put this. Is it a headache? Yeah, put this vice on his head and screw it into his temples.
Oh, his brain's just too big. You just got to shrink the brain a little bit.
It's just the things that we were fucking doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have a lot of presidential ones. First left-handed president.
Yeah.
James Garfield. Okay. The most or skin around your eyes is the thinnest on your face. Why is that? Wouldn't you think it need to be thicker to protect your eyes?
Maybe it's like if someone's sneaking up on you while you're sleeping, you can see like the shape of something. No.
Oh.
Maybe it's not thin enough for that. I don't know. Yeah. Luckily, there's a camera to see me doing this.
I know. I was
As all of us
sitting there with his eyes
like in
closed.
front,
Just
yeah.
like,
Anybody that watches the podcast now just sees all these three dumb dudes, and you're like, "No, I can
Waving
see it.
I can see it. What the hell's the point? What are we doing?
we have a great.
Our eyes are not illuminated." So it's like, it's-
Oh my god! I mean, that was like last time Joe was on. Remember we were talking about do giraffes lay down? Remember that?
yeah.
We're just fucking breaking ground over here, guys.
Again, we are not doctors, so. Aging causes us to lose bone mass, obviously, including the bones in our face, meaning that our face also shrinks as we age.
Your face shrinks, huh?
Yeah.
Everything kind of shrinks. All the people on the what's it called? We just said it earlier.
Oh, Ozempic.
Ozempic. Yeah. These the faces. Some of these people.
Yeah, they're gaunt.
It's so unnatural. Most of what you're losing is muscle with that stuff. Well, I don't know if most of it, but you're losing lots of muscle as well.
Yeah. There's no quick fix, people.
Yeah.
There's no quick fix.
People like describe it like, oh, I took this medicine. And like now, whenever I eat more than a bite of hamburger, it's like I get stomachache. Like why?
That sounds awful.
awful.
You did this
Like,
by
just
choice?
Just eat less hamburgers. Like
yeah.
come on.
Moderation. is
Don't- instead of a bite every day, have one a week.
Yeah. Strawberries actually contain more vitamin C than oranges.
Yeah, I think I knew that actually. That's a good. Vitamin C is good for you. I'm telling you, dude, you should try that AG1 stuff.
You're saying,
Myra's
yeah.
doing it now, even.
Yeah.
She doesn't like taking anything. AG1, it's like an all-in-one. It's got all kinds of micronutrients, vitamins, like methylfolate. I mean, the list goes on. It's just like one-stop shop, because mine was ridiculous. Yours must be so ridiculous because yours is worse than mine. But I remember take my vitamins in the morning. It's like typical old man, like 43 things I'm taking.
And I do them all at once. I just go.
Yeah, that all went away from me. I do.
Everyone gets amazed by that. Like if I'm at work and I'm like, oh, I gotta take my vitamins. I'm like, like a handful of them, and they're like, are you just gonna do that all?
I told you I worry about it because my wife can't do it, and she always tells me not to do it, and it's not safe. And I've always done that
Why
too.
is it not safe?
I don't know. I feel like we'll find out one day. It's like, I knew it.
I knew it. Today was.
I should have stopped.
You go to the doctor like your intestines are just lined with vitamins. It's paved down there.
Yeah, I started watching a documentary about your gut health and it just came out on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. Something about your gut, but it is crazy how complicated the gut is. We did not understand this back in the day, and that's why they call it like your second brain and all this kind of stuff, and how much of your mood and your cravings literally come directly from bacteria in your system. It's wild.
Well, there's people that take Ghrelin, right? GH.
GHERLIN.
Yeah, Ghrelin, because that's the in your that's the one that triggers you to eat or not eat, right? It's the same, like, oh, you're too full. And you're like, oh, you need to eat more. And so people take GH, like bodybuilders, stuff like that, to help with their
make them more hungry.
So they eat more protein
Smoke a
and stuff
joint.
like that. Yeah.
There's a lot of options. Yeah.
That sounds like it's boring. It's just taking a pill. Tony's like, you just smoke it. It's more fun. Then you get hungry later. You're not necessarily eating protein.
It's way better. It's way better.
Fucking some Lay's potato chips.
Yeah.
And
Bro, I'm going to get up to 280. I got this on lock. Yeah. I don't know. There's so many. You're right, Pierce. Everybody wants a quick fix, but true health comes with time. We were talking before the podcast about how you're participating in a study doing intermittent fasting. Did you know about this, Pierce?
No, I did not, Joe.
Yeah.
I have a private life. I keep it myself.
That I decided to just share on the podcast with all the listeners.
Now everybody knows.
Yeah, but and you haven't started yet though.
No, it starts in like late July, early August.
Did you do intermittent fasting for a while, Pierce?
I kind of do it now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, right. My last meal is at 6:30, and then I don't eat again until like 10.
Okay.
AM or PM? Wait.
6:30 p.m.
till 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not intermittent fasting. That's just a 3-hour gap between meals.
Yeah, I saw some Rasta dude on a video the other day talking about how that's the importance of sleep that everybody misses. I mean, this was not scientific at all, but that's what he was saying, was that it's the fact that you're fasting more than anything else.
Well, because it resets a lot of the stuff in your body
Mm-hmm.
and goes through it, especially if you can do it for like a couple of days or 3 days, something like that. So if you do it for that long, then it's just...
Yeah, because there's like different ones they've studied. There's like the periodic ones where you do long periods, but you only do it once a year or something like that, or twice a year.
Yeah.
And then, but this one that you're doing it's going to be in like an ongoing thing, a daily thing.
Yeah, it's every day for a year. I have 8 hours of eating, 16 hours of not eating.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be, that one's really good.
That was supposed to be the best one, yeah.
Yeah. And like the studies, I'm either going to be eating from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or noon to 8 p.m.
Okay.
So hoping for the noon to 8 p.m.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it
Yeah.
sounds like it's like a better one. Because like if I stopped eating at 4, then it's
Oh,
like...
That's rough. I'm
Yeah.
not going to have dinner with my kids for like,
Yeah.
like a
For a year.
For like a year. Damn. Just because you're a good person helping out science.
Yeah.
I'm going to go look on there. I'll participate in some studies. I always sign up
Is
for
it a paid study?
Yeah. I mean, so it's a year and I get like, I think over the course of the year, I'll get like $500.
Oh,
It's not, but there's other, I mean, I get like doctor visits. I get to talk
Yeah.
to nutritionists and stuff. So
Okay.
Yeah, that part's pretty
a
dope.
lot of benefits. I got a free blood test yesterday.
do you know what your blood type is, by the way?
Yes.
course he
A minus.
Oh, okay. Dang it.
Dang.
We were talking last night. We don't know.
We're
what
like,
our blood
how are
type
we in
is.
our 40s? We
It
don't
comes
know
up.
our
I mean, you
blood
should
type.
donate blood. They'll tell you. Like,
Oh, I thought they didn't. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah,
I
'cause
guess.
I swear I've donated blood and they didn't tell me what it was.
there's
Oh,
usually
yeah,
like an online portal. I got like a letter. I mean, this is like a high school, but
Yeah.
yeah, they sent me like a letter saying like, oh, hey, you're A minus or whatever RH group, and,
Oh.
and something about like, positive for HI something. I don't know. But
They couldn't use my blood? Or
That's why it's an
I
A
don't know
minus,
why,
not a regular A, just an A minus.
A minus.
No, because like last night on the podcast we were talking, and Dollar was like, "Yeah, I don't know mine. My mom doesn't know mine." And I was like,
I tried asking her.
and so then I was like, wait a second. does my mom know mine? And I texted her last night. It was like 9:40 p.m. I was like, she's probably asleep, but let's see if she answers. And then she'll text back. I was like, look, oh, she's texting. And she's like, no, sorry. I was like, oh. And then I prefaced it because I was like, it's like, hey, by any chance, you know my blood type? Because I was only imagining what my mom was thinking, like at 9:40 at night, like getting a text from her, like, what?
Like the doctor's asking?
Yeah. Like, no. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I know anybody who has my blood type and has lots of blood.
Yes.
It's urgent.
Do you know who has like the same size kidney as me?
Same size. It has to be a size match.
Well, because there was another one of the fun facts is mosquitoes typically only go after type O's. And I was telling Tony, I was like, I'm like a fucking buffet when I go outside. I get eaten like crazy. So I might be type O. I might be the universal, right? Isn't the type O is the universal type?
Type O, one of them's a universal recipient, one of them's a universal donor.
Yeah.
I think O negative or O positive is like universal donor.
Yeah.
And AB negative is the universal recipient.
Yeah.
Greedy ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, type O negative is considered the universal donor blood type because it's compatible with all other blood types. This means that people with any blood type can safely receive O negative blood in transfusions. Okay. It's high in demand because it lacks O negative blood is high in demand because it lacks antigens. So it won't trigger like an immune response when they give it to you.
Huh.
Yeah, I was telling you last night. I'm really weird about blood stuff. Like that to me, that there's so many other ways I'd rather die than like bleeding to death. And it's probably not. Yeah, right. See, that's the gut reaction I have. But I have had people tell me like, "What's the big deal?" You're literally just gonna pass out. Like you'll get.
Yeah, but you see it
queasy.
like you know what's going on. Like,
I know. See, that's the part I can't handle. Like when I gave blood, I told you I was young. Yeah. I've told the story a million times. Forced myself to give blood, and I just remember the lady shaking the bag, and I literally fainted. I was like, "Oh,
that's a good amount."
That's supposed to be. She's like, no, that's what she told me. She's like, because I was so nervous. She was like, I've never seen anybody fill up a bag this fast. And I looked back, and it was like slow motion. All bloop, bloop, bloop. I was like,
I used to, in college, I used to donate plasma for beer money. And there's one time, because they have it set up to where like you get in the chair, they hook up the IV, and you just have TVs to watch and stuff because you're gonna be there for like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I was like 20 minutes into it, and the nurse or whatever they're called walked by, and like her face went pale. Like she freaked out. I was like, "Oh shit, that's weird."
That's weird.
And I looked down, and at some point, I don't know if they nicked the vein or something, but like the IV came out, and my arm was just like drenched in blood.
My god!
And she's
Holy
like,
"Shit!"
And she like cleaned it up, and like I'm not too bothered by blood. Like my blood is whatever. And like cleaned it up, and like my first question was like, "So do I still get the $35?" Like, good. Like,
you could just probably squeeze that into a.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, squeeze that into another bag.
Yeah. I passed out after that because I lived on the 3rd floor of an apartment building with no elevator. So donate blood.
Then you go
climb
walk
up 3 flights of stairs. And I was 21, so I wasn't drinking water ever.
You were drinking beer, Joe.
Yeah. Like I passed out, and like my roommate was there, and he's like, "I didn't know what to give you." He's like, "I gave you a root beer." So my blood sugar's not low. Like, I appreciate the thought.
Joe's all laying on the ground. He's like,
I got you, bro. God,
like, don't you die on me?
Don't you die on me? Here's the lifeblood, the lifeblood of root beer.
AW, come on.
Oh shit. Yeah, that reminds me of when I had Mountain Dew to save me from the piercing incident. They were like, "Get him Mountain Dew." It's not going to do anything.
It's extreme,
just
bro.
Rip my nipple off. Mountain Dew ain't going to do shit right now.
What, did like drink a Code Red grows back?
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Got in the wrong spot though.
Yeah.
It's the red number 5. That's why they don't want you to have it.
Yeah, so much weird shit and all that stuff. That's so funny. The root beer to save your life. Just drink up.
Just drink up.
I woke up, so
it worked.
So it worked.
Wrong, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of root beer was it? It was A&W?
A&W, yeah.
A&W saved my
Well,
life.
now there's a clear answer on the best root beer.
Yeah.
It's A&W.
It's A&W. So now, whenever we see Joe pass out, anybody have any A&W?
We always keep it on. We always keep it with us. It's in like a case.
Yeah, you like smash a
open it up,
glass box,
pull it out.
an old room temperature A&W. Like,
Oh, it expired. No.
Whose job was it to check the expired? Joe was going to die.
Yeah, sometimes you do. I remember I almost passed out getting a tattoo one time. They made me eat candy because I was I was like sitting there, and it was weird for me because I was like in a vortex or something. Here's the other part of the story that I used to always leave out, but now I might as well. It's fucking 2024. But he had a vape pen, like a weed vape pen.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Did you want to try it?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." And he warns me, and he's like, "Be careful. It's real strong and it hits real hard." Did I listen? I've been smoking weed for 20 years. Bro. Give me that thing.
I know what I'm doing.
Went crazy deep, coughed my ass off for a second. He had to like stop and give me a minute to regain composure. I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm good." And then I'm just sitting there, and then I'm like having a mushroom trip. Like I'm fucking in this vortex. It's like spinning around, and then all of a sudden, I just kind of came to the realization that I was staring face to face with the guy, and I'm like, and he's staring at me, and he was like, "Bro, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Why?" And he's like, "I've been sitting here talking to you and you weren't responding to me." And I was like, "Oh shit." And he's like, "We're going to stop right now. You better eat some candy." And I ate candy.
What kind of candy?
I felt better. M&M's. Yeah.
Not lifesavers. Yeah, all right.
M&M's, the real lifesavers. M&M's and A&W root beer. I was good to go. Yeah, but that was a weird experience. It was the weirdest feeling when I like came to.
Yeah,
and I'm staring like this far, and he's just like, "Bro," and I'm like, "Hi, what are we doing right now?" Tell me we're not about to kiss.
Hi.
I don't think I said hi. That would have been funny though. But yeah, that's the thing with weed. Now I've been reading all these articles about the new weed is so strong compared to the old stuff. You have to be very careful. Even a seasoned veteran like myself just ends up in a vortex. Like, I don't know what's happening.
I told my story when I woke up at a blackout. Have you ever woke up at a blackout and just be like, "Oh,
yeah, drinking A&W root beer," as you do. Yeah.
As you do.
Mine was I was with Tyson in freaking New Orleans, and we were at Pat O'Brien's and drinking Hurricanes nonetheless. And like I'd never had a Hurricane before going to New Orleans, and we're just sitting in the patio and drinking Hurricanes. And I'm like, "Damn, dude, it's like juice."
Uh-oh.
It didn't taste like anything, right? It's just like juice. I was like, "Dang!" And it's like big old, glasses that they give you and everything. And I'm sitting there drinking, and then there was some another table full of girls, and they came over and they sat with us. They were talking with us, and I was like, "Oh, we're just telling where we're from and this and that." And then all of a sudden, I just remember all of a sudden just going like, "Oh." Like waking up and be like, "Where the fuck am I at right now?" And I was like, in a metal, like a heavy metal bar, and it was like, and I was like, "Whoa, what just happened?" And I'm like looking around, and like the girls we were hanging out at the patio were there, and I was like, "Where's Tyson?" I was like, "Where's Tyson?" I like look at my phone, and like I have some missed calls from him, and I call him back. I'm like, "Bro, where are you at?" He's like, "Mikey, where are you at?" And I was like, "Fucking heavy metal bar," and like I was like, "Yeah, it's like tell him where I'm at." Like the girls were there, and they told him, and he came down. He's like, "Yeah," he goes, I went to the bathroom." He's like, "I came back, and you guys were gone." I was like, "Dang, that's messed up." Like
I got tooken. Oh.
It's like
That reminds me of your other story when you were younger, when you were drinking, and when you had the kissing idea, the kissing booth or whatever.
Yeah,
Have you ever told Joe this? Does Joe know about this?
No. Halloween one year, I was real clever,
Yeah.
in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm gonna be a fucking kissing booth, bro, for Halloween. I'm gonna get all the ladies." And yeah, I had like a fucking board, and I made it look like a sign, and it's like kissing. And it was like $5 a kiss, and then it was like crossed out $1 a kiss, and it was like free kisses, and I had different chapsticks like all over my thing, like for people to use and stuff like that. And I got real. We went to a house party at the end of the night, and we taking shots, and like just going. The next morning, this is the story that was told to me. I was like, "Yeah, we're taking shots. Like, you disappeared, and we couldn't find you." He's like, "And then you were in the living room, and you were dancing with this girl." I was like, "Oh, word?" And my friends are like, "Nah, bro." I was like, "Oh no." And it was like, "Yeah, so we got you away from that situation." And he's like, "We took you to the kitchen. We did some more shots, and and then we were hanging out, and all of a sudden he disappeared again." I was like, "Oh dang!" He's like, "We were looking all over for you." He's like, "You were in the backyard." I was like, oh dang. He's like, and you were in the grass and you were making out with 2 girls. I was like, oh, word? And they were like, nah, bro. And I was like, what? I found the 3 of the ugliest girls at this place, and I just decided to make out with all of them. And I was like, yeah, man. And I was like, you guys see what the problem was here, right? Every single time you found me, you came back and took me to the kitchen to take shots.
I have shitty friends.
You
That's
guys
my
are
problem.
fucking responsible for that shit.
Damn, 191 episodes in the bag. Thanks for joining us today, Joe. You'll have to come back again soon.
Yeah.
We'll have some more deep conversations about whether giraffes lay down, whatever.
Yeah, and whether A&W is an approved blackout drink.
If it wasn't before, it is now.
Yeah. With that $1, it is a wrap. Cheers.
Cheers.